Hello, I'm Peter McBride, and this is my 2019 in the bag. So we're gonna start with putters, because that's what you use most. And I'm putting with Mercies. I like to have matching ones. This year I'm putting with a little softer ones. I'm doing 0 medium, just when it's not really that cold in California where I live, but they still, when it's under 70 degrees, I just like the tack of them, and they seem to catch the chains a little better. So for now I'm putting with them. I may change to the hards that I was putting with last year in the summer when it gets really hot, but we'll see. And then from those, I'll go to my throwing putters. I have 2 Mercies, one hard that I really like. It's pretty seasoned, so I like to have a pretty understable putter to approach when I'm inside of 100, so I can kind of throw a little spinner at it and nose up and leave it pretty close. So this one's nice and seasoned. It's been in my bag probably the longest out of all of them, because I used to putt with this one last year, and then I decided to change, and now it's my throwing putter. And then I have a reprocessed Mercy that's a little more stable. It's still pretty straight. I can throw it pretty hard, like full power putter hard, and it just will go straight and finish pretty straight. So it's I can manipulate it. It'll hold an ante, it'll hold a hyzer. It's pretty much does whatever I want. And then on to a little more trick shots or a little more stable putter. This is a Zowie Suspect. I've been really liking it. At slow speeds, it's pretty overstable, but then if I throw it hard, it'll fly pretty straight for a while and then hook up. It's a really good throwing putter. I really like it. It's faster than my putters with less glide, so it handles the wind a lot better. That's what I'll be using it mostly for, is wind up shots or just, yeah, putter hyzers. And then mid-ranges. I have 2 molds of mids right now. We'll start with the PMAC. So I have my signature 2018 PMAC, or PMAC, whatever you want to call it. These ones they hold their stability. They start off some of the more overstable PMACs I've thrown, but they hold their stability really well. I can throw it really hard, and it's just going to track straight and finish hard. Or finish hard for an PMAC, so that's not that hard. It's still pretty straight. So I really like this for pretty straight shots. And then this is my understable Truth, which if I throw a little more hyzer on it, it'll pop up and ride straight and slowly, or it'll hold antes for a long time. I really like this one, especially, I won't throw it too much out here at Vista or Fountain, just because there's so much airspace, but when I need to shape shots in the woods, I'll be going towards this one a lot. And then the other mold I have is the Anchor. I really like the retro plastic, because it's very tacky and it seasons in really fairly quickly, at least compared to the Lucid. And then I have this pretty seasoned one that is of similar stability to that yellow PMAC, but I can shape at slower speeds. I can shape it a little easier, and it's slower and has less glide. So I can just throw it softer, and for shorter shots, it's just a little easier for me to shape. And just depending on how my day's going, I have 2 options for understable mids. So it's good to give yourself options, whatever you're confident on. And then I have another seasoned one that's a little more overstable. It's kind of also just a redundant one in case I lose that. I can do similar shot shapes. So I'll probably throw one or the other. I won't throw both of them in a round, just kind of in case I lose one. And then I have this almost brand new. I've thrown it for 2 or 3 rounds, but they're pretty dependable and overstable when they start off. So this is my overstable one. Yeah, it's nice and quick. I can throw it really hard, and it's gonna ride and then start hyzering pretty quickly into its flight. And then to sidearms. 2 discs, I throw kind of utility shots. I really like the Spark for sidearms, because a lot of my game I throw straight and like it to glide. I don't really throw big swinging hyzer shots. I like to throw it nice and straight. So this Spark, for me, I can throw it and with a little hyzer flip on my sidearm, and it's going to ride straight and not finish that hard. So this has some good last-minute glide for a sidearm. So it matches my shots really well. And then I have my Eric Oakley signature Felon, which I don't throw sidearm that much. I may throw it to get out of trouble for some chop shots, but it's more a utility backhand disc. It'll fight the wind really well. It'll just do whatever I need it to do with a good hyzer finish. And then to more fairways, some Explorers. I really like the Explorer. I have 2 of them right now. A pretty seasoned prototype, which I really like. It still has some good stability. I can throw it quite hard and it's not gonna turn and burn. It's gonna ride with a little right finish. So I can really shape any shots with this. I go to this a lot in the woods. And then I have this nice match play burst one, which I really like. That's definitely more stable. I can't quite hyzer flip it as much, but I can get similar shot shapes as long as I don't need it to ante a lot. But I really like this Fusion plastic because it's really durable and grippy, but it seasons a little quicker than the Lucid, which I really, or the Opto, which I kind of like my disc to start off stable and then I season them in after a couple months. I really can lean on those understable discs more when I know what they used to be like and I've followed them throughout their lifespan. So I kind of like them to season a little quicker sometimes. So that's why I like this burst plastic. And then onto actually more fairways. I have 2 more fairways. The other 2 they're the same mold, but the Getaway, I want to get away. But this is my pretty overstable one. These hold their stability for quite a long time, so I can't really turn this over unless it's crazy windy. But these Getaways just have insane amounts of glide and a good amount of torque resistance, so I can throw these as hard as my Enforcers and they will just go straight and then finish softly. And in the field, I throw them pretty much as far as my Enforcers because they have so much glide. But I like this for hyzer shots that need to glide a little more. And then I'll lean on this Biofusion one a little more in the woods because it seasons a little quicker and I can get it to flip up for me and it'll ride, it'll hold an ante for me. It's just really shapeable. This is, if I were to have one driver in my bag, it would be this disc right here because I can shape it on any shot. I can throw it soft, I can throw it hard, and it will do whatever I want. Especially in this Biofusion, it seasons in really nicely. And then on to Enforcers. I have this very seasoned I think it's an early run Biofusion. I got it from Eric Oakley. He seasoned it for me, which I love, some nice and beat-in sidearm discs because my sidearm's not that powerful and I tend to kind of hyzer flip them. So I like them pretty seasoned, so I've got a lot of my money discs. Once they're too flippy for Eric, they're perfect for my sidearm, so good for me. But I really like this one. I also throw this for rollers and big backhand ante shots. It's kind of just my utility disc. It actually rolls really well for me right now since I kind of like to force over the roller. It'll hold on the ground for a long time. And then I have three other Enforcers. I have this Fusion one that's pretty seasoned. This is my max distance golf shot bomber. That one I can throw further, but I don't trust it as much with a golf shot. This one I can throw it little hyzer flips to flat, or I can really force it over and it'll hold for a long time. This one has some good wear in it. And then I have this Burst Fusion that's pretty new to my bag. It's very similar to my main one, but you kind of need an extra one out here in case you throw it in the water, or really you need to have all your shots in case you lose them out, because there's water everywhere out of Fountain and Vista. So these two are very similar, but I really like this Burst one. It starts off pretty stable and seasons in really nicely. And this is my main one, Lucid. Got a couple months in it, but it's still pretty overstable. It's just starting to pop up for me, so it's a perfect controllable golf shot out here, which you throw these a lot. You need a consistent hyzer out here with all the airspace. So this is my good one. And then it comes in and out of the bag, but I really like the Lucid Defenders. I really only like them when they're overstable. That's just a personal preference, because I trust my Enforcers a lot more for them to hyzer to turn over, because they don't flip as much and don't hyzer out as much, just because they're a little slower speed disc. So I trust them a lot more for the understable shots, but for the overstable swinging hyzers that you need out at Fountain and Vista, I really like these Lucid Defenders, because I can put it a little wider, and since it's faster, it stays in the air a little longer and kind of floats left a little further compared to where the Enforcers will die a little more for me. So if I really need a swinging hyzer and to fight the wind, I can put it really wide and it'll swing and get a good skip for me. So this comes in and out of the bag depending on the course, but it's definitely a solid driver that gets a little more distance. So that's pretty much it with my discs, but I always make sure I have water with me, and I have a lot of towels because you never know if you have a morning round or if it's a surprise rainstorm, you gotta have some towels with you. I also, in the summer, I always carry them with me, but I use them in the summer mostly, is whale sacks with Tina. Tina makes these great whale sacks. And just random bits and pieces. I have some Sharpies, I have a couple dollars in case you need a pick-me-up at the clubhouse or something. And let's see, gotta have the snacks. I have some mulberries right now. These dried mulberries are delicious. And I also, this thing's pretty beat up right now, but I also gotta have the rules with you because you never know. You always, playing a round of golf, you always will find a situation that may not be in here or no one has experienced in their round, so gotta have the rules with you. And that's pretty much it. I have some random scorecards in case I want to play some money games and some snacks. But that's what I carry on the course. So thanks for watching, guys.